Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says, "The heart of a wise man lies quiet in limpid water." The best thing I decided to do is to be quiet. I never have to sell my worth to people who can't afford it. I am multi-talented, and this is not me projecting. This is just me. I can do a lot of things, and what I can't do, I will learn how to do and then come back to you or figure it out as I go along. I have the ability to absorb information very fast and then regurgitate it back out in a way that is palatable to the individuals who need to understand it, how they need to function with it, and what they need to do so that they can keep moving forward and what they need to learn along the way. I never want to be around individuals who don't see my worth. And I know a lot. And this is taking time, and you never want to cut people off, and you want to kind of keep people at bay and where they are and what they do and how they do it, because you never know what opportunities are going to come around. One of the things that I learned very, 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 very early in my career, when I was interning while I was in law school and even in grad school, was you are never to be rude to the receptionist. You are always to treat every individual with respect. You're never to be dismissive of them, because you never know where that individual is going to be 20 years later, especially when it comes to entertainment, because people can hold grudges like a motherfucker. But like they too get replaced. And so in time, you have to be able to treat people with respect and courtesy. And that doesn't mean that you don't stand your ground. By no means. But it does mean you don't have to go out of your way to prove that you are better. Let your work show that you are better. There are a lot of things about Los Angeles I love. There are more things about Los Angeles I dislike. Yes, I am a creative who has had a business and legal affairs career, but I've never allowed my value to be devalued for the sake of a dollar, for the sake of an individual. Have I made sacrifices? Absolutely. Have I cut costs for a service? Yes. But that cutting costs for a service isn't that I have a lot of work to do and I'm going to pay for it. Most of the work that people want me to do for them, I've already done. There's not a contract I don't have. I don't have to draft contracts from zero. That doesn't make no sense. Who does that? What? Nobody does that. Allegedly. My value outside of my career as a black man is to be an educator. In every step I take, every person that I meet, my job is to leave an impression, teach them something about me, but most importantly, teach them something about themselves. I am a firm believer in Du Bois's talented 10th, in the purest sense of what it was, not what people perceive it to be. That 10% of our race will uplift the 90%. And in doing that, we each move up the ladder collectively together. We all don't start at the bottom. Some of us do. Some of us are already up on the ladder. Others are trying to even get on the ladder. Not even from the bottom, from some other odd place. But the most important thing is knowing your value. When you know your value, no one can sell you cheaply. When you know your value and your worth, no one can manipulate you to do something you can't. And that includes family. That includes individuals who see an opportunity and want to jump in and try to undermine the individuals who are in that space. I'm currently in a situation where I have a family member who's come into a lot of money, and I have another family member who is trying to undermine my talent so that they can be in the position to take what they need to take for their own personal good, not taking into consideration anything that this individual needs to do. Yes, I will be paid for my time, absolutely. But I also don't need to manipulate a situation just so that I get something out of it and they lose. This is not about that. And this is family. Family are the first one to fuck you and undervalue you because they have not been able to achieve the goals they want to achieve because they didn't do the work back when they were supposed to, and now it's playing catch up with them. I don't want you to ever think, whoever listens to these podcasts, that I am perfect. By no means. I have imperfections. I'm trying to say the word fear, and I really don't have fears, but for this conversation, I have questions. That's a better way to say it. But at no point, at no time, does my value slip. People will try to make your value slip. Oh, my favorite one is, I went to Harvard. Oh, I went to Ivy. I went here. I went to Spelman. I went to Morehouse. Okay, congratulations. That only works till you're about 35. And 35 is pushing it. Between 33 and 43 or 53, what have you done in your career outside of the degree you hold? I'm a graduate of the City University of New York. I went to a small law school, top 100 maybe, and I went to an MBA school online during COVID. The letters only enhanced my skill set. Where I went should not make a difference, but that is the way people value you. That's the way people try to diminish your value and your worth because they think they hold a higher value because they've gone to these other places. It's the same thing with the conversation that's happening now about the vineyard, this. Oh, you got to go to the vineyard. I've been going to the vineyards in the 70s and the early 80s all the time. I hated going to the vineyard. I hated the obnoxiousness, the elitism, the fake, the phony. It's just not who I am. My family has had a place in Sag Harbor for the longest of time. I don't even like going out there. I don't like being in places where we have to pretend to be something that we're not, just for the sake of people seeing our value. You either see my value through how I interact with you, or you don't. And if you choose to see what I am, it's okay. And one thing I can tell you, and two things for certain, people who dismiss me will always come back to me because they know I can figure it out and solve the problem. I don't care what it is. Oh, I've got this thing. Oh, here are the 5 steps you need to do, but you got to do the 5 steps this way. And then they get what they need and like, oh, yo, thank you so much. No problem. I'm going to take you to dinner. No big deal. Don't worry about it. Pay it forward. I'm all about paying it forward. Always have been, always will be. That's where the real wealth of your value comes in at. That is where you get to be something memorable. You may not like me, but you will always remember me. You may not think I hold a value, but trust me, I'm priceless. That's what's important. When you are centered who you are, your wealth emulates from who you are. Your shine emulates from who you are. Your power, your tenacity, your ability to be that motherfucker in any room is what shines, what comes through. That is your worth. That is your value. I have a lot of things. A lot of things. I buy watches. I love a watch. I love watches. Always have. Some I buy because I'm going to keep. Some I buy in case it gets lean. I can go sell that motherfucker. I may lose $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 on it, but I'm going to get the bulk of the price of what that watch cost me. And that's going to get me through the next deal or the next project that I need to work on. I understand the value of what that does, not what it projects out to the universe. When I decided that I was done with my business and legal affairs career, that I had hit the 30-year mark, I wanted something to, I wanted something to celebrate it. You know, most people, they work for a company for so many years, they get a gold watch. The watch wasn't the thing. I wanted something different. I decided I wanted to buy myself a 2-carat set, diamond studs. I looked at the color, the clarity, the cut, and the carat. What the price was a little obnoxious, but it's what I wanted. I wanted something that when I looked at it, it put a smile on my face. The very first watch I bought before I even started law school was a Tag Heuer. I still have that watch. They don't even make the watch anymore, but I still have it. They don't even make the face for the watch I have, and I had to get a new face. So I was not happy about that. But other than that, it's still the same watch that marks the beginning of my career, and the studs mark the end of my career and the beginning of the new career as a full-time creator. Those things have a personal value. What you see means nothing to me. I don't really care what your opinion is. You can say yay, you can say no, but my wealth, my worth, my thing is to celebrate me. To have something to remind myself of all the hard work and the struggles and everything that I've gone through. Even now in this creative career, every wall that I hit, and I hit walls, left, right, but I find a way through. There's a crack in this wall, I'm going to go through it. I can dig a hole under this wall, I'm going to dig a hole under this one. But it doesn't deter me from where I need to go because I understand my worth and my value. And when the moment is right, that right studio, production company is going to see my value and they're going to want to jump in and be a part of what I'm doing. And if not, that's okay too, because I have the skill sets to create my own studio, build my own brand, have my own app, and show my own shit across mobile devices. That's tenacity. That tenacity is what I am worth. And most people can't afford it. I want you to learn to value who you are, why you are, what you are. Embrace your faults, embrace your insecurities, face your fears. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody do, you have a value, you have an importance, you have an experience that should be seen, should be heard, and should be experienced. Nothing or no one is better than you. In any room, walk like you got money in your pocket, even if you don't. Because that value will always be seen. But you also must remain humble in your worth, in your power, so that it doesn't turn into arrogancy. Stay woke. We out.